Joining me now here in the studio to discuss the issue of immigration from France is Avi Meir of the Jewish Agency. Hi, thank you for coming in this evening.
Thank you for having me.
All right, some 600,000 Jews live in France, and as we've already pointed out, that is the largest Jewish community in Europe. There have already been record numbers of French Jews immigrating to Israel over this past year, even before this wave of terror attacks. So at the Jewish Agency, are you putting any kind of special program in place as we speak?
Well, as you note, the increase in French Aliyah has actually been going on for quite some time now. 2012 saw about 1,900 immigrants. That jumped to 3,400 in 2013, and that itself jumped to 7,000 just last year. And so prior to this recent attack, we had been predicting that there would be about 10,000 immigrants in 2015, and we're now revising those estimates upward, obviously. We have taken significant steps in order to address that influx. We've dramatically increased our presence in France, as well as people here in Jerusalem dealing with French Aliyah. And people have to understand that there's a very strong sense of insecurity amongst French Jews that's been going on for quite some time. And so this came as little surprise to us.
How many are you anticipating may come this coming year?
So we're still in the process of assessing that. Some people have said 15,000, certainly more than the 10,000 we had been anticipating. Just in the past few days, we've seen the number of calls coming into our Jerusalem service center come in at double the rate that they usually do. And that in itself is higher than in previous years. And so we anticipate that there's a very, very strong chance that the numbers could increase even more. Yeah.
Now, the kibbutz movement has already said that they're making some steps to absorb some of the potential new French newcomers. Are there going to be other places or institutions like that, or is it likely that most of them will go to absorption centers?
Many of the French Jews who come here actually already have family in Israel. Most of them are of North African origin, and so many of them have family members, and they tend to join their families where they are. So many of them will go to cities like Netanya, Ashdod, Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Eilat. Younger Olim will go to Jewish agency absorption centers like Ulpan Etzion here in Jerusalem, Beit Brodetsky in Tel Aviv, and others around the country. But we are working to ensure that every single immigrant who comes here has an absorption solution for him or her.
Now, you've already mentioned that you're increasing your staff size of, I guess, emissaries in France, but is that kind of a sensitive issue right now with the French government? I mean, to increase your presence or have any sort of a public campaign to encourage French Jews to move to Israel?
Right. Well, the truth of the matter is that we are being very careful not to try and exploit the horrors of last week in any way.
For any reason, of course.
For any reason, of course. Again, this increase has been quite some time in coming, and so our message has been one of solidarity, of support for the French Jewish community, ensuring that any French Jew who wishes to make Aliyah is able to do so, while at the same time ensuring that Jewish life can continue in France. And so we actually have a fund that helps secure Jewish communal institutions. We established it after the horrific attack in Toulouse in 2012.
Yes, the school attack.
And so it's actively involved now in assessing the current security needs in order to ensure that Jewish life is able to continue, and people who do want to come to Israel do so from a position of strength rather than because they're fleeing any kind of danger.
And that's really important. Avi Meir of the Jewish Agency, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Good luck with your efforts.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.